You're standing at a crossroads. The road goes both right and left. Both roads look dangerous. One leads to potential regret, the other to a different kind of regret. Perhaps both are bad, but which is less bad? You analyze, you compare, you imagine every possible outcome, but still you cannot move, because whichever direction you choose, you believe that looking back, you will realize you made the wrong choice. Fear is of no use in choosing. Making a choice and seeing the results is the least painful. This isn't indecision. It's fear disguised as careful consideration, and the longer you freeze, the more convinced you become that the right answer is out there somewhere. If only you could think a little more, do a little more research, consult one more person, but you have to make a choice at the beginning. The right answer is often unknown from the start, because the problem was never finding the right choice. The problem is that you've learned to experience every choice as a trap waiting to close. This is a pattern deeper than logic. Outcomes are pregnant with beginnings. Welcome to 5-Minute Psychology. In the next 5 minutes, you'll learn a powerful psychological idea that can change the way you think. Love psychology? Subscribe for more. Now let's continue. The fear of making wrong decisions usually begins in childhood in environments where mistakes are not tolerated. You grow up with fear before you find yourself. If you grew up being punished for your mistakes, criticized for your choices, or shamed for outcomes you couldn't control, your nervous system learned something dangerous. Decisions are threatening. Every choice became a test you could fail, and failure meant pain, rejection, disappointment, or withdrawal of love. So you learned to hesitate. You learned to ask for permission. You learned to wait until someone else made the decision, so that if things went wrong, you wouldn't be the one to blame. You lost your self-confidence. You avoided taking initiative. This is not weakness. This is a survival strategy that made sense when you were small and dependent. But now, decades later, it keeps you frozen in moments that require action. The psychology of decision fear involves a distorted relationship with the future. You do not simply consider what might happen, you catastrophize it. Every choice splits into branching possibilities, and your mind races down the worst paths, collecting evidence for disaster. You see the job you did not take becoming wildly successful. You see the relationship you ended becoming everything you wanted. You torture yourself with phantom alternatives. This is called counterfactual thinking, the mental construction of what could have been. And for people trapped in decision fear, it runs on an infinite loop, turning every choice into proof of personal failure. But here is what your fear never tells you. There is no parallel universe where the other choice was perfect. The path not taken also had struggles you cannot see. The regret you fear is built on fantasy, not fact. You are comparing your real, imperfect life to an imaginary perfect one, and of course your reality loses. Another layer of this trap is the belief that there is a right answer. Somewhere, you believe there is a right choice that leads to happiness without cost, success without sacrifice, certainty without risk. And if you think long enough, you believe you will find it. This belief is a prison, because in reality, most choices aren't between right and wrong. They're between different trade-offs, different costs, different uncertainties. There is no escape from risk. You can only choose which risks you are willing to take. The fear of making the wrong decision also hides a deeper fear, the fear of taking responsibility. If you make a choice and that choice fails, there is no one else to blame. Being able to see things from the beginning requires skill, but most people cannot do this. So you procrastinate, you consult others, you wait for signs, you do everything you can to avoid being the one who makes the decision. But here's the truth you have been avoiding. Not choosing is also a choice, and it is usually the most expensive one. While you wait for certainty that will never come, opportunities close, time passes, and life makes decisions for you, decisions you would never have made yourself. You don't need confidence to move forward. You need to accept that you can be wrong and that being wrong won't destroy you. The child who had to avoid mistakes at all costs is gone. You are an adult now. You can survive regret. You can survive imperfection. You can face both wrong and right with the same maturity. Every choice is a trap only if you believe your worth is tied to never making mistakes. Let go of that belief, and suddenly choices become what they truly are, just directions, just paths, just life asking you to participate. And whatever happens, life and choices are yours. You deserve to live, whether right or wrong. The question is not which choice is right. The question is, are you willing to live even if you choose wrong?